What I like about this plan is it's going to be funded within our existing budget. These are not dollars that are being raised from outside of our budget. Administration has come up with some very specific areas where the dollars will be coming from. We have some leases expiring, just as an example, and new leases will take their place within the existing budget, just to name one. And there's like a dozen items that have been identified that anyone certainly could take a look at. So I like that. We're shifting resources. We're reprioritizing. Secondly, I see this as a fundamental tool, a new fundamental tool for how our educators deliver education and curriculum to our students. It's the system of the future. I'm convinced of that. All we have to do is look at what we as adults do during the normal workday, and this mirrors that. So it's the delivery system of the future. This is a visionary decision. Every now and again, visionary decisions come in front of public officials. And there's discomfort usually with visionary type decisions because you don't have all of the answers right in front of you. Mm-hmm. That's the nature of visionary decisions. It's a long-range decision, and you have to look into the future. And we've been talking about some of the aspects of that. And so, yes, I understand some of the discomfort. But we shouldn't make decisions based on some of the outlier consequences. And what are outlier consequences? Well, some of the folks we meet in expulsions, like were mentioned earlier. Some of students and parents that might not give a rip about taking care of the device. Some parents and students that may just not like to learn from a device like this or abuse the use of the device. And Ellen, to your point, I happen to agree with you. We may have some educators that aren't up to it or just don't want to do it. And my opinion's more in line with yours, Ellen, than it is with Todd's. That if they're not on board with it, then they're not on board.
That's what it seemed like.
It's that fundamental to our delivery system. But you know, that's no different than using textbooks and supplemental material when you really look at it. It comes down to the educator. It comes down to the individual in front of our children. And I've always said that. I'll spend money on that good teacher to deliver education to my children and my neighbors' children all day long, to the good ones. So whether they're using iPads or they're using textbooks or they're using some supplemental information, our teachers are going to make this work. And I've got a lot of confidence that they're going to be able to do that. We're not creating the system. We're not creating Waukesha 1. Waukesha 1 is being created for us. Society's creating it. The world is creating it. Business is creating it. Educational systems are creating Waukesha 1. And we simply have to decide not if we get on board, but when we get on board. I'm convinced of that. And I'd rather be on board after the careful thought that we've given here and vetted this out over a process that started a couple of years ago, a little sooner on this one than later, for a lot of reasons. Competition, Todd, being one of them. We haven't even seen the effects of that yet. Wait for the next couple of years. And I would rather be in a position to be armed with significant technology, to be armed with a significant delivery system. So I have a discomfort too here and there, just like you mentioned, Mr. Edlund. I know we all do, but it's one of those visionary decisions, and that comes with it. But on balance, fundamentally, we're dealing with the dollars, and I'm convinced that this is a much more robust and creative and flexible system for delivering education to our children.